As we approach Sunday's 10th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on New York City and Washington, D.C., U.S. authorities tonight say there is new, specific and credible threats to those cities this Sunday. The Department of Homeland Security says it'll take steps to stop it, as the memories of September 11th are still fresh in the minds of millions of people around the world. The horrors of that day for people on Vancouver Island was thousands of kilometers away on a similarly bright blue morning, but it had an impact here as well, of course. CTV's Louise Hartland now on how life has changed in the decade since.
Jeremy Wilson had only been a firefighter for 8 months when the World Trade Center crumbled to the ground. Even so, he felt compelled to go to New York and support his fallen comrades.
So they were having upwards of 10, 12 services a day, so they wanted representation at his services. So we went down to represent the fire department, to pay our respects, and to attend those services.
Wilson says he will never forget the scale of the destruction.
We went to station number 10 and we were able to stand on the roof, and that overlooks what they called the pile back then, which was, it's all the workers pounding away at the metal and so forth. And we stood there, I think, for at least 3 hours and nobody said a word.
This is a picture of Wilson in front of the fire hall in 2001. And this is him in front of the same fire hall with a group of Victoria firefighters last week for the World Police and Fire Games.
And it looks very, very different. And you're right, it's totally different. It's a different, everything about what we do now is different.
Including the way we travel. Gone are the days of traveling without a passport. Even smaller airports such as Victoria International now have high-tech equipment, including body scans and screening protocols such as tight restrictions for carry-on baggage. BC Ferries has bumped up security as well post 9/11. 700 closed-circuit cameras are now recording the moves of passengers and crew, along with other changes.
Customers will notice enhanced fencing and lighting at the terminals. We've implemented random canine screening. All of our employees now have to have an ID badge, and there is restricted areas where customers aren't permitted. Only employees can get into those certain locations.
Ferries has been the target of bomb threats in the past. It says it has security plans in place for different scenarios.
Of course, we wouldn't want to let terrorists know about any certain plans that we have, so I can't go into that. But certainly we've been working with Transport Canada, with the RCMP and with other regulators to do everything we can to make our system as safe as possible.
Including more CCTVs on board ferries. For Wilson, going to New York after the terror attacks changed more than the way he travels.
It was crazy. I tell people to this day that trip changed who I am today.
His and the lives of so many others. Louise Hartland, CTV News, Victoria.